It comes to no surprise that I'm a big Sonic Boom fan. I would even call myself the biggest Sonic Boom fan. I would go out of my way to defend the series over anything else in the franchise in an instant. Sega, on the other hand, they'll try their best to ignore the series, and to me that's just very uncalled for. Sonic Boom isn't just a spin-off, it's a universe with a lot of fans. It gave us a TV show that lasted for 2 seasons, it gave us 3 new games, new art style, reimagined character dynamics, and a Tails who finally got time to shine. It had a personality, a voice, and a charm that other Sonic content couldn't deliver, and for Sega to just ignore this feels like an insult not just to me but to a lot of other Sonic Boom fans. And yet, despite everything Sonic Boom brought us, Sega acts like it never happened. No anniversary shoutouts, no merch restocks, no appearances in mobile games. It's like they're trying to remove it from history. And to be honest, that's not just disappointing. That's not even just disrespectful, that's personal. Sonic Boom wasn't a mistake, it was a chance, a risk that gave the franchise new life when it was desperately in need. While mainline Sonic was struggling with identity, Sonic Boom showed up with charm, depth, and character dynamics that a lot of fans still remember today. Tails wasn't just a tech support anymore, he was funny, emotional, and important. Boom gave him space to be a full character, like with the Robots from the Sky episodes, where he undergoes a whole character arc and it's great. A lot of us connected with him in ways we haven't before. Boomtails means the world to me, the whole universe even. He gave me something that other Sonic content couldn't. And for Sega to pretend it never mattered, to act like it wasn't good enough for a second chance, to even pretend it never existed, that hurts. This video isn't just a rant throughout, it's me standing up for a series that deserves so much more. It's about why Sonic Boom didn't fail us, Sega did. What makes it even worse is that there's fans out there like me who never stop caring. We keep the love for Sonic Boom alive, even when Sega refuses to acknowledge it. We made art, stories, theories, edits, anything to keep that world from fading away into darkness, and yet instead of appreciating that passion, Sega just acts like we don't exist. They ghost us, and I'm tired of being silent. I'm tired of watching a series that means everything be swept under the rug like it was nothing. I grew up loving Sonic Boom. I got Rise of Lyric when it released and I loved it. I watched the episodes of the show and I loved that too. I connected with the characters, I saw myself in them, and it gave me happiness when I needed it most. Boomtails gave me happiness when I needed it most. This video is personal because this isn't just about a cancelled show or forgotten characters. This is about a community Sega betrayed, and we deserve better. When Sonic Boom was first announced, it felt like a new gust of fresh air, like Sega was actually trying to take a new bold approach. We weren't just getting a new game, we were getting a whole new branch of the Sonic universe, a TV show, new character designs, toys and comics. It wasn't just a project, it was a movement forward, and for fans like me, this was exciting. Tails got a redesign that actually made him stand out, look taller, look cuter, and look more confident. He wasn't just Sonic's sidekick anymore, he looked like a real character with his own presence, and that carries into the show too. He had stories focused on him, not just as comic relief or a tech guy. The characters were different in the best way. Sonic was cocky, but likeable. Amy was confident, strong and funny. Knuckles was goofy but lovable, and Styx, she brought a whole new dynamic we've never seen before. But the real magic was in the chemistry. The way the characters played off each other was genuinely so good. The banter felt natural, the relationships felt real, and the jokes landed unlike in Sonic Colors. And even though the show was comedy focused, it still gave us moments of heart, character development and subtle arcs, especially for Tails. It felt like Sonic Boom had the potential to grow into something massive, a fully realised world with long-term storytelling, emotional moments and even more lore down the road. It didn't feel like a spin-off, it felt like a real new chapter in Sonic's legacy. The development of Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric was a bold and imaginative chapter in the Sonic franchise, born from a desire to try something entirely new while honouring the heart of what made Sonic special. In 2011, Sega partnered with a newly formed studio called Big Red Button Entertainment, created by veteran developers from Naughty Dog, with experiences on iconic titles like Jak and Daxter and Crash Bandicoot. Their mission wasn't to replace the main series, it was to build a brand new universe under the Sonic Boom name. one that could stand alongside the main timeline while offering something fresh. This vision was never about one game, it was part of a larger initiative alongside the development of the Sonic Boom TV show and a full merchandise line of toys and comics. Rise of Lyric was to be the core video game experience, anchoring the new branch of the Sonic world from the very beginning. The team embraced a story-rich, character-driven approach to the gameplay and adventure-focused environment, placing a stronger emphasis on teamwork, world-building and emotional depth. Using the CryEngine 3, they aimed to create expansive environments, cinematic moments and fluid animations that would breathe new life into these beloved characters. Early development included plans for land-based 4-player co-op gameplay, vast open levels and mechanics like the Inner Beam which would allow characters to interact with the world in fun puzzle-oriented ways. Each character had a role to play: Sonic's speed, Tails' gadgets, Knuckles' strength and Amy's agility, and together they'd navigate a world filled with secrets, ancient ruins and a deeper mythology than most Sonic games had explored before. As the project evolved, so did the landscape around it. Originally for multiple platforms, the game was eventually shifted to become a Wii U exclusive as part of Sega's partnership with Nintendo during that generation. This change presented a new direction, and the developers worked closely with Crytek to bring the CryEngine to Nintendo hardware, an ambitious task but one that showed their determination to adapt and deliver the experience in line with the overall Sonic Boom rollout. Throughout the process, Sega of America and Sonic Team remained involved with Takashi Iizuka, offering guidance and feedback to ensure the Sonic identity was never lost. In this new version, character redesigns were thoughtfully approached, not as replacements but as reimaginings meant to reflect the personalities and roles of each hero in this more grounded, adventure-focused world. Tails gained a more inventive edge with his tech-savvy gear, Knuckles was reimagined as the powerhouse with a heart, and Amy emerged as a confident, agile hero in her own right. Every choice made was meant to add depth, not distance to characters. Fans already knew and loved the game mechanics and visuals. The passion behind the scenes was undeniable. Developers, writers, animators and composers all came together with a shared love for Sonic and a hope to build something truly meaningful. Composer Richard Jack returned to create an atmospheric, energetic score that supported the tone of the story and the weight of the environments, and while Rise of Lyric may not have matched the original vision in every technical way, it was a labour of love created during a time of true ambition and experimentation within the Sonic franchise at its core. Sonic Boom wasn't just a game, it was a centrepiece that imagined Sonic in a new light. It took risks, it dared to dream, and for the new fans who connected with that world, those characters and that tone, it became something more than just another entry. It became a source of content, nostalgia and creativity. Despite the challenges the project faced, the dedication poured into its development still shines through, and the world it introduced continues to inspire fan creations, discussions and memories years later. It's a reminder that even bold experiments have value, especially when they come from a place. After Rise of Lyric released and the negative reviews came flooding in, Sega didn't take a step back to reflect or publicly support the developers who had worked on the game. Instead, their response was silence, not the kind of silence that says they're thinking about how to do better, but the kind that quietly distanced themselves from the project. Mentions of Sonic Boom became rare, merchandise slowed, and the Boomcast saw little to no spotlight in future Sonic events or marketing. And for a while, fans tried to stay hopeful. We thought they were just taking a break, but the silence didn't end, it only got louder. When Season 2 of Sonic Boom aired, there was barely a whisper from Sega, no promo, no trailers, no celebration, no mention of new episodes. They just dropped them onto the airwave like they were just an afterthought. Fans were doing more to promote the show than the people who made it, and that's how we knew it wasn't just an oversight, it was international neglect. Then came the confirmation that none of us Sonic Boom fans wanted to hear. In May 2020, Sega's brand officer, Ivo Gerskovich, said it right there and then, that there would be no third season. That was it. Done after building 2 seasons of hilarious, heartfelt and creative content. It ended with no warning, no closure and no respect for the fans like me who still loved the show. And it wasn't just the show they pulled away from, it was the entire identity of Sonic Boom. The original prototype trailer, the one that introduced the designs, the whole cast and the vision for Boom isn't even uploaded on their channel. It's like they were ashamed of it, like they were trying to scrub it from the franchise's history. They didn't just move on, they erased it. Where are the Boom characters now? Not in Sonic Rumble, not in Sonic Dash, not in Sonic Speed Simulator, or even mobile Sonic Forces. Boom Tails, Boom Amy, Boom Knuckles, even Styx, who brought something totally unique to the franchise, completely ignored. You'll find classic Sonic in every mobile game, Prime Sonic, Modern Sonic, Super Sonic, Metal Sonic, Werehog Sonic, but where's the Boom crew? We've had Sonic 30th anniversary merch, we've had Prime trailers, Prime tie-ins, Prime everything, but for Boom's 10th anniversary, not a single word, not even a low effort happy 10 years graphic, and yet the fandom is still here. We never stopped, we kept making fan art, writing fan stories, posting edits, sharing episodes, making games, we kept it alive. And the fact that Sega barely acknowledged that makes it feel like they're not just ignoring Boom, they're ignoring us. Every time they pretend Boom didn't happen, they're telling fans like me that my favourite Sonic era doesn't matter, that Boomtails, who helped me through tough times, who made me laugh, who became my favourite version of the character, never mattered. They say Sonic is for everyone, but if Sonic Boom fans don't count, then who exactly is everyone? Because I'm still here, we're all still here, and the silence, it's loud, it's deafening, and it's insulting, because Sega doesn't just act like Boom failed, they act like Boom never existed, and that's why I'm making this video, because if Sega won't say anything about Boom, then I'll say everything. Out of everything I've said in this video so far, this part is probably the hardest part for me to talk about. Sonic Boom didn't just entertain me, it saved me, made me feel seen, gave me something that the rest of the franchise never quite did. I connected with Boomtails in a way I honestly can't explain sometimes. He was more than just a sidekick, he had emotion, he had vulnerability, he got to grow and feel things, and he was perfect in my opinion. I don't think he had any flaws, he was kind, brave and himself, and I saw myself in that. There were times when things were really hard for me, times when I felt alone, times when people laughed at me and made fun of me for liking what I like, for loving Sonic Boom. I've had people tell me I need therapy, that I'm weird, that something's wrong with me because I've got a different opinion than theirs, just because I really care about this series so much, and for a while that really hurt, and it still does, but over time I stopped listening to them. I stopped caring because while they were mocking me, Sonic Boom was comforting me. While they were trying to knock me down, Boomtails kept lifting me up, and that's why this video is so personal. That's why I'm not just sitting here talking like a casual fan, I'm speaking as someone who was changed by this series. It gave me something warm to hold on to when everything else felt cold, and the fact that Sega tossed that away like it didn't matter, the fact that they pretend it never meant anything to anyone, that just stings. But even now, after all of that, I'm still here, I still love Sonic Boom with my whole heart, and I always will, no matter what happens. And what really pushes me to the limits, the fact that Sega wants to remake Sonic 06, that same Sonic 06 with the glitches, the unfinished content, the weird story, the goddamn kiss scene, the one that's been a meme for over a decade, and yet somehow that gets a second chance, that gets recognition, that gets a reader. Meanwhile, Sonic Boom, a show that fans still love, a series that I adore, a universe that had heart, humour, chemistry and characters we connected to, Boom gets nothing. No revival, no re-releases, no mobile game appearances, no merch, not even a single tweet, and I'm sitting here wondering how you can look at a series like Sonic Boom, something that brought so many people comfort, something that's worked in its own way, and decide that's what's gone too far. Sonic 06 gets forgiveness, Sonic Boom gets silenced, and that's when I realised Sega doesn't move based on love. They move based on fear, and for some reason they're afraid of Sonic Boom. But I'm just gonna get this out there, if Sonic 06 did get this remake and it was an absolute masterpiece, that should act like a wake up call for Sega to realise they managed to redeem themselves with this Sonic 06 remake, so they should do the same with Sonic Boom, but knowing Sega, they won't do that. If Sega really wanted to do something that would earn back my trust, bringing back Sonic Boom would be the move, and I don't mean some low effort cameo or merch drop. I mean a real return, give the show a third season, let the writers who actually cared about these characters finish what they started, give us proper closure, let Boomtails grow even more, let Sonic and the gang face a new threat with that same chemistry and heart that made us fall in love with them in the first place. Give Styx a moment to shine again, give the fans like me the payoff we've been waiting over 10 years for. Yes, we're in 2025, so it does count as over 10 years. Or go even further, remaster Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, let Big Red Button or another studio come back and show what that game could have been. With time, care and support, add all the cut content back into the game. Give Sonic Boom the redemption arc it deserves the same way you're trying to do with Sonic 06. Because the difference is, Sonic Boom still has fans who never gave up on it. Sonic Boom has fans who never left. We kept loving the series when you stopped. We kept the universe alive with fan art, fan games, fan videos, theories, songs, you name it, and we've been doing it without your help, so imagine what we could do with your support. Imagine a world where Sonic Boom had a proper revival, new animation, new stories, new episodes, even a new game that picks up right where the show left off. You don't even have to reinvent the wheel, you just have to pick up the pieces you dropped and give them the care they deserved. It's not too late. The fandom is still here, we're loud, we're loyal, and we're ready, but Sega has to be brave enough to admit they made a mistake and fix it. And honestly, if they can give Sonic 06 another chance, there's absolutely no reason Sonic Boom can't get one too. So, to Sega, if you're listening, bring it back, not just for the numbers, not just for the brand, but for the fans who never stop believing, for the characters who still mean the world to us, and for the version of Sonic that had more heart, soul, and love than anything we've seen in years. So if you made it this far, thank you. Thank you for listening to me speak from the heart, because this video wasn't easy to make. It wasn't scripted for views, it wasn't even built to trend, it was built from pain, from love, from everything else Sonic Boom gave me when I had nothing else. I don't care if people laugh, I don't care if people think it's just a cartoon, I don't even care if people clown me in the comments. Sonic Boom mattered, it still matters, and it's not fair that something that brought this much comfort, joy, laughter, even healing to people like me has been treated like a mistake. I've been laughed at for loving Sonic Boom, mocked, told I needed help, told I was obsessed, and I'll own up to it and say I am obsessed with Sonic Boom, and that's why it feels so personal to me. But you know what? I'm still here and I'm still proud, because while others mocked me, Sonic Boom and Boomtails lifted me up. The show gave me peace, and no amount of silence from Sega will ever erase that. This wasn't just a defense video, this wasn't just a rant. This was a promise that I'll keep fighting for this series, a promise that I'll never let Sonic Boom be forgotten, and a promise to every other fan out there who feels like I do. You're not alone, we're still here, we're still creating, we're still believing, and no matter what Sega says or doesn't say, we're gonna make sure Sonic Boom lives on. So if Sega somehow manages to see this, you still have a chance, you still have a loyal fanbase begging to be heard. Don't waste it. Don't ignore us forever. And to my fellow Sonic Boom fans, keep the fire burning, keep the fan art coming, keep the stories alive, because whether they want to admit it or not, Sonic Boom was never a failure. It was a beginning, and one way or another, we're bringing it back.